inshaAllah. Fa'awzu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Atiyullah, atiya Rasul wa ulul amri minkum. And always a reminder for myself, ana abduka ranjisu da'ifo, miskeen, zalim, jahal. But for the grace of Allah that we're still in existence, alhamdulillah. InshaAllah we'll start with Surat al-Isra, Surah 17 verse 1 inshaAllah. Haji Junaid you read the English after he reads the Arabic inshaAllah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحان الذي يسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع البصير صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Rasul Kareem Habib al-Azim, inshaAllah we'll go slowly with the English inshaAllah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
I seek refuge with God from Satan, the cursed one. Allah, beginning with the name of the most gracious, the most merciful. Purity is to him who took his bondmen in a part of the night from the sacred mosque to the Aqsa mosque, around which we have placed blessings, in order that we may show him our great signs. Indeed, he is the listener, the beholder. The verse refers to the physical journey of Prophet Muhammad, peace be and blessings be upon him, to Al-Aqsa mosque, and from there to the heavens and beyond. The entire journey back to Mecca was completed within a small part of the night.
InshaAllah. I want to say with this inshaAllah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. That alhamdulillah, from the physicality that we've been talking about of Prophet's invitation from Allah and where Allah clearly in Surat al-Isra is describing a journey that Prophet took from Mecca to Masjid al-Aqsa in Jerusalem and up into the heavens. And this is… As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. InshaAllah, if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below, the programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans: Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also, be so kind as to leave loving comments and please share the stream. Every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Isra, we talked the night before, Isra wal Miraj, Allah's most gracious invitation to His beloved servant to dress and to bless him. And in our everyday life we have Masjid al-Haram and Masjid al-Aqsa, and that Allah giving for all of us that our life is to struggle for that journey. That fil layl, and any time there's a reference to layl means the time in which to annihilate oneself. The night is for contemplation and day is for business. That these events Allah open for the servant that to have Masjid al-Haram within ourselves. And we described in other talks that the masjid is the heart of the servant. The Kaaba is the heart of the servant. Masjid al-Haram refers to the house of Allah in which haram is forbidden within the house. and qalb al-mu'min Baytullah. So the true house of Allah is not the one from stones but the one in which Allah created. He created Adam and Eve, He created our creation and He blew within it a spirit. It is much higher than the house of stones that people built. The heart of the servant is to achieve a state in which to leave haram outside of the heart. Now the haram that happens within the mind and the hands and the feet is different than the haram that enters within the heart of the servant. The haram that enters, when we say haramain, because there's all sorts of haram around the city, but in the actual place of the heart then awliyaullah come into our life and teach us that this ayatul kareem and this event for us to have an opening, Allah Prophet inspiring within the heart of awliya and awliyaullah teaching us that your heart must be like the Kaaba in which to forbid haram into the heart, not to take the liking of haram and not to allow the evilness within the heart, because the evil and truth they don't mix. And truth by its nature will overwhelm and destroy evilness, because evilness has no strength on which to stand. So the heart of the servant can't try to mix evilness within it. And that if that evilness comes, what's actually happening is the truth is leaving. The truth is diminishing and vanishing from the heart. Now there can be falsehood all around a person, all around an environment, but once it enters to the heart it has taken the servant. And Prophet described that if one part of you bad, all of you will be bad. And it's the heart, because the hands may do something not correct, the feet may do things that are not correct, many mouths may do things that are not correct. But if the house of Allah, the qalb of the servant, the center power point of insan becomes corrupted, all of them become corrupted. And Prophet described then, guard your heart like having sheep that never let your sheep to graze on the boundary of your property, because they start to eat what's haram and not yours. So be vigilant of one's heart, be vigilant of what's true, what's right, what's good, and not to corrupt it. Wuqufu qalb, the vigilance of the heart, is the whole focus of tafakkur. And this ayatul kareem is an extreme power that Allah grants for us, because Qur'an is a true power from the lips and heart of Sayyidina Muhammad. That if we prepare our heart with purity, forbid the evilness to enter within the heart, then everything in the heart and around the heart becomes holy. And then Allah grants for us movement to Al-Aqsa, the pinnacle. The Masjid Al-Aqsa means then the heart at the most pinnacle and profound height, which is the prophetic heart. So then Allah is granting for us an access to the furthest heart, the most powerful, the most supreme heart in creation, heart of Sayyidina Muhammad. And that it consists of alif, qaf, sad, alif. That this izzah and might that takes us to the sad, and these are the great siddiqs, and truthfulness. And that with that pure heart, if our heart becomes like Haramain, means that we try our best to forbid all our organs from evilness and forbidden, but most supreme is the heart. That not to let it enter, once it enters, evilness enters into the heart, means every intention becomes evil, every intention becomes wicked. That's why the heart is supreme, that my heart is good but maybe sometimes my action, my mouth, my character may not be correct. But to have a pure heart means it wasn't intentional. Evilness when it comes like nafs amara means they intend to speak something bad to hurt you, they intended to do something physical to hurt the servant. Allah says, if we can purify the openings of Isra wal Miraj, the openings of Rajab is that our life and this light that comes to us make the heart Haramain. With the love of Sayyidina Muhammad don't let evilness to enter into the heart in which you begin to plan on wickedness. If the heart remains in its pure state, then Allah take it to Al-Aqsa, the furthest boundary, the highest pinnacle of achievement for a servant of Allah is to gain access to that heart that is manzil al-Qur'an, that is the fountainhead of the speech of Allah. Inside Nur al-Muhammad is the Aqsa, and that with an izzat that has to dress us, Allah takes us to the great Siddiqs whom are truthful in their deeds and in their actions. And that's why we describe the Kaaba has two doors. The 4 Khalifas are for purifying, 2 of which Prophet gave to them a path and spiritual paths to bring believers to the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad. So this Saad takes us to the Qaf, Qaf al-Qur'an al-Majid. This is the source of power. This is what we described as manzil al-Qur'an, it's being now defined by Aqsa. When we're saying the qalb of Sayyidina Muhammad Allah then defining it with the huruf that the heart of Prophet is al-Aqsa, is the reality of the huruf of Aqsa. Because within the heart is a izzah and might, within the heart are only the Siddiqs whom they are truthful in their deed and in their actions. And is manzil al-Qur'an, and it has the Qaf al-Qur'an al-Majid, and all quwwa and powers based off of that. And izzatullah is the source of all of it. Means the opening to this reality is the pure heart. Then Allah gives us 2 names as its door, As-Sami' al-Basir. The only way to this heart and to this reality, Sifat al-Sami' al-Basir. These are then in the lataifs, in the understanding of the qudras of the heart. As-Sami' al-Basir, these are the veilings of the heart, that Sifat al-Sami' only opens for the servants who lived the life of Samina wa atana, I heard and I obeyed. This is the way that Prophet's existence and reality. Because of that Sami', Allah granted Yasin, you are the yaqeen of Sami'. Amongst all my creation not an angel not a prophet hears me as Sayyidina Muhammad hears me. As a result it's Yasin, yaqeen al-Sami'. And that if you want access to this reality, the purified heart, Allah gives the 2 keys of Sami' al-Basir. that take a life in which to open. I heard and I obeyed, my life was Samir. As-Sami means that I heard the message, I heard the realities, I heard the teachings. And as a result not only I heard them, I implemented them in my life. When the shaykh is teaching me something, I'm implementing it. I'm not stalling on it, I'm not looking at it as an entertainment. Otherwise there's something blocking the ears and that's shaitan. What was the caliber of Prophet is that hearing to perfection, and as a result he trained his holy Sahaba to be samina wa ata'na. We heard and we obeyed. Not we heard and we contemplated, but we heard and we obeyed. As a result it was proof that there was no shaitan blocking their hearing. We said the biggest danger is when they hear haqqaiqs and then they chew around in their head, I wonder what this is like, maybe shaitan's up there. And everything they hear is being contaminated with shaitan. And the perfection of hearing and faith is that they hear it and they obey it. They implement it to the best of their ability in their life. Allah looked on this ayatul kareem these two names because Sami opens Basir. The one who lives a life of hearing, Allah will grant them a life of seeing. The one who cannot hear the guidance, cannot hear the instructions, cannot live by what they hear, Allah will block their seeing and they're not Ahlul Basira. That's why somebody comes with all these trainings and all these shaykhs putting into seclusions and crushing and taking a life of crushing and come and say, I'm seeing this, I'm having dream of this, this is garbage. This life was based on hearing. If in their life they heard, they implemented, they listened correctly and they strive to succeed in what they heard, Allah opened for them Sifat al-Basir, and these are Ahlul Basira. That their ears are very fine tuned, very delicate, their hearts are very subtle. Whatever energies are coming their hearts are picking up. As a result Allah grant them basir and vision. The only way spiritual vision opens through perfection of hearing. If they hear shaitan perfectly they will see shaitan perfectly. If they hear the Divinely call to perfection, Allah will open the Divinely lights and sights within the heart of the servant and they become Ahlul Basira. This is the mirage of the believers, that what Allah opened for Sayyidina Muhammad is for Sayyidina Muhammad. What Allah opens to the nation is a nation who should appreciate and love Sayyidina Muhammad. As a result they lost that. They no longer think the heart of Prophet is their goal and destination. The furthest boundary, the furthest limit, the highest pinnacle was Sayyidina Muhammad and is Sayyidina Muhammad. And that was what Prophet described of faith, Ya Ummah, you have to love me more than you love yourself, your family and your children. It was the sign of faith and iman. It was the Aqsa for all the companions that Allah gave to them a heart. If they made it to be like Haramain and pure and clean and no evilness, Allah would open for them the Aqsa of their reality, which was the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad. And for holy companions they achieved 124,000 holy companions, 124,000 awliya. And as the nation forgets the reality of Al-Aqsa and they think they're going to be fighting for a structure, some mouldings, some wood, some ancient tiles, maybe some concrete and stones. They forgot what it symbolized, and as a result they left Sayyidina Muhammad and Allah will take away Al-Aqsa from their hands in addition. If they forget the spiritual significance of Prophet, our miraj, our way is to the heart of Prophet, then no doubt a nation that forgets their heart should be connected to the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad, then what the benefit of the physical structure when they don't understand the spiritual structure? And that's why in last days the Aqsa will be lost from the nation. And as a result their love for Prophet is symbolized, will be lost from the nation. And as a result the advent of Dajjal enters and talks much about La ilaha illallah but no mention of Muhammadun Rasulullah. Means these are the events that are happening. When people return back to the understanding of Al-Aqsa and they understand that the furthest boundary is not Allah for us. We're not going Sidratul Muntaha, it's an arrogant people, arrogant nation. This was only a gift for Sayyidina Muhammad, and the people must be with their Imam. Their love enough for Sayyidina Muhammad, their life was to struggle to enter into the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad, and that Prophet to be pleased with us. And that our durood, our salawats, our character, our ambassador of ishq and love and good character, good khuluq, all of that which would make Prophet happy with us would make Allah happy with us. So then we see exactly what's happening, the people are forgetting the importance of Prophet means they already lost Al-Aqsa. So when they turn around and find that the structure also has been stolen from them, sold from them. Why? Because the munafiqs came for 50, 60 years they talked against Prophet. They propagated the hadith that they wanted to propagate and took out what was not. They even revised tafsirs of people who had passed away long before and changed Qur'an interpretations. Why? To take the love of Prophet away, to take away the reality of Al-Aqsa. Al-Aqsa has been sold long ago, its haqqaiq and its reality been sold long ago. And as a result we're an empty nation whom when we post about the love of Prophet the only one complaining is the nation, supposable nation that has a problem with the birth of their Prophet. They have a doubt on the Isra wal Miraj of their Prophet, they have a doubt on the love of their Prophet, they have a doubt on the ihtiram and respect of their Prophet. Means they lost everything. The munafiq sold it from their hearts 60, 70 years ago. And as a result now the physical manifestation of the loss of Al-Aqsa no doubt will occur. It was symbolic of the reality of Prophet. It was symbolic of the symbolism of Prophet travelling Isra, bringing all the ruhaniyat and realities of Prophets. 124,000 Prophets of Allah gathered in Jerusalem in their spirituality to pray behind Sayyidina Muhammad. That's what gave honour to that region anciently. Say, but this was the last of Prophets, but there's no time for Allah. The only reason that area is holy is because Prophet was destined to appear there, pray there, bring his ruhaniyat there, and then the miraj into the heavens to occur there. Every appearance and location of Prophet is what makes something to be holy, what makes something to be blessed by Allah. Means then everything was related to the ishq and muhabbat of Sayyidina Muhammad. So alhamdulillah for the turuq and the tariqah that keep that's understanding, for those who understand that reality and gave to us to preserve the reality of Al-Aqsa. All ashiqeen their hearts are Al-Aqsa. All the ashiqeen their hearts safeguard the reality of the masjid of the furthest boundary, the heart of the furthest boundary, the heart in which witness the realities of Allah in qalb al-Muhammadiyya. And that everything now is based on this reality and this spirituality. We pray that Allah grant us this miraj with our durood, our salawats, our love and our ishq. We sit and meditate for the love of Prophet and then grant us, Ya Rabbi. Grant us from the alif, the qaf, the saad and the alif its haqqaiqs and its realities, and put those realities within our heart. As we love the holy companions, we love Ahlul Bayt and lovers of Qur'an, lovers of the heart of Prophet to make our hearts the custodian of that which is going to be lost upon this earth. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa basir Surat al-Fatiha. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. Inshallah, if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below, the programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans: Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also, be so kind as to leave loving comments and please share the stream. Every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.